Again, I'm just doing a test for right now, but I do eventually want to start doing more of these on this channel. For one, I want to get to know you guys because you're going to become the community here on the channel, and then I definitely want to talk about these things that seem to take people by surprise. For some reason, it's hard for people to imagine the topics that we're going to be discussing here. Now, it's really not that difficult once you can get past who's running the show, like the big picture, who's really in control. Actually, there's a lot of glare here. And my glasses, like you can see. These are new, by the way. But this show is going to be about not just flat Earth, but Christianity. Is going to be about the spiritual realm. I follow some really cool channels that definitely have inspired me to get on board with this. So hopefully I can start getting to that point where I can start bringing a lot of people. I do have 3 people that I'm looking to interview. 2 of them, which will probably be on the same time, and one of them that is going to be, hopefully he does it. He already told me I just have to, I know there's a difference between DM and PM. PM is for, I believe, Facebook, which I'm still new to that. Let me put the mic a little closer. But yeah, so it's going to be one of those things that I'm looking to definitely have some guests on so we can talk about some of these subjects, so you guys just don't hear it coming from me. That's the biggest thing. I know a lot of people are curious to think of what I have to say, which is fine. I am definitely going to express my opinion on subjects, but I also want to give you guys the opportunity to see a lot of what's going on as far as other people and the things. I mean, there's things that I just can't cover because I am still learning about, and that's really important for people to know that not everything, I don't have the answer for everything. So that's what this channel is going to be about. It's going to be about me really coming along for the ride as I embark in learning a lot of this stuff. Because yeah, there's going to be times when I just don't have an answer for something, but that does not mean that there's not an answer. It just means that I'm still in the process of learning and doing more research myself. So hopefully in these videos, I can start presenting some of this stuff. As far as a flat Earth, I'll just say this. It took me 6 to 7 months before I was able to admit it to myself that yes, the world is flat. And we'll get more into that. And then it took longer for me to actually verbally come out and say it to other people, because there is a stigma that comes with it. I have lost friends, or at least people I thought were friends. But what can you do? I mean, this subject obviously is that kind of subject where it definitely divides people. And yeah, I don't want that to be the case, but when you come across something like this and you know in your gut and your heart that what you're researching is true, I mean, what can you say? I'm not going to sit there and sugarcoat things. Like, if these things are reality and people don't want to be open-minded enough to actually think that it's a possibility, I think that's true ignorance. And that's what's sad, because there's a lot of people out there doing that. I myself was in the same boat. When I first heard this, it took a lot for me to even look into it, because come on guys, I know it's 2016. How can someone say that the earth is flat? There's a lot of ignorance when it comes to saying that word, because people have a certain image in their head of what the earth is supposed to look like. And that is that is something that really takes a lot out of people. One of the things I want to come across to you guys is my first video, this documentary I made. There's some things that I do want to talk about, which has to do with let me actually share this. Excuse me, sorry. All right, sorry, I lost my train of thought. And now I really did lose my train of thought because I cannot think about what I'm saying, which sucks. What was I saying? Okay. So the documentary I made, I'm scrolling through the comments. It's been a few days. I worked hard on it. It's just an introduction to this whole topic. Until I can actually get you guys to understand that you have to take your faith away from NASA, because NASA is your biggest hurdle. That's why I try to express to you guys when I was doing this with the first video, when I said, listen, there's nothing I'm going to show you, nothing I'm going to say that's going to convince you until you can get the image of NASA and all the photography and stuff that they've promoted to you guys out of your head. Because until that point comes, which is what I try to do for the first like 25-30 minutes of that film, was try to expose how they've been lying to us. You know what's great about it is that people actually, I was able to get footage where they're admitting it to you guys, but most of you guys weren't even sticking around to that point, which is what irks the hell out of me. Because how can you have any legs to stand on if you couldn't even watch through the whole thing? I'm going to stop answering people if they literally watch for 10-15 minutes. If you can't watch the whole video, especially when it says documentary, I'm not going to answer you no more. Because the thing is, I have the statistics of it, and most people watch about 20 minutes of it, which in 20 minutes, there was a whole nother section of how I started showing you the distances and stuff like that, which is very important. But the first act of the documentary had to do with how NASA's admitting it to you guys that they do not go past low Earth orbit. I don't know why I couldn't say that. And that's the issue. If you cannot get that image out of your head, where they're literally telling you, it's like ODD said, they tell you the truth and you make excuses for them. When they lie to you, you just buy it like it's nothing. And that's disappointing as, it's so frustrating when people do that, because they don't take the time to see what NASA's literally telling you. They're telling you, listen, we cannot get past this point. Whether you want to call it the Van Allen point belt or whatever, the Van Allen radiation belt, whatever, it's because of the dome. That's more or less a good understanding of why they can't get past that. So they're telling you they can't get past low Earth orbit, and it's 2016 when they're saying this stuff. Even let's just say it was within the last 5 years that they made a lot of these comments, which is not. They've been making these comments for a long time. How the hell did they get past the Van Allen belts in, I don't know, 45 years ago? Because they didn't know they existed. What does that have to do with anything? Not knowing something doesn't exist doesn't change the fact that it's still there. And if you say there's this harmful radiation, then come on, use your head. Use your head. It has absolutely mind boggles me how people cannot see the truth when it comes to this thing. It's disappointing. But at the same time, I have hope, because there have been people who I've talked to, and right away they're like, you know what? You're right. This is true. And I'm like, that's it? Like, I broke it down to them. Like, come on, man. Think about it. If the Earth is 25,000 miles in circumference, there has to be curvature somewhere. Where is it? When you're seeing stuff from 5 to 10, 15 miles, by the time you get to 5 miles, for those who don't know, you're talking about almost 17 feet of drop. It's 16.6, so 16 and a half feet of drop, and you do not see anything. There are countless videos of showing distances that are past 5 miles, which you start getting into the math on that. That's going to be my next video, because obviously people don't get it. When you try to show them that NASA is a liar, they don't want to stick around. Even though in the video I had plenty of other people showing, and I mean, if you take the time to watch the video, you're going to understand more. I'm not looking to convince you. That's for one thing. I'm not looking to convince you. So I can convince you of this, somebody convince you of something else. What I'm trying to do is open your mind, open the door so that you can get out of your own way, and that you could see some of this stuff as being reality, because that's the biggest thing. Until you can see that this stuff is actually a reality, then you're going to actually be allowing yourself to finally get out of your own way, man. I keep saying that, but it's true. Like, people do not understand on how important this subject is, because it demolishes everything. All the stuff that the mainstream media has been putting out there, the whole ancient alien, the whole alien invasion, the Big Bang Theory. I mean, do you honestly think you come from a monkey? Because that's what they're pushing in schools. That's why this subject is so amazing, because if you realize that you're in a flat, stationary, enclosed system. What's up, Lewis? What's up, man? If you realize that you're in a flat, stationary, enclosed system, how is it possible to have aliens come in? No, they can't get out. Nothing can come in. That's the key to this stuff. And until you get to that point, to realizing that anything that they say as far as alien coming in and abducting people, this is all interdimensional, not outer dimensional. When they show you pictures of Pluto and stuff like that, it's a joke at this time. I laugh at it now, man. I laugh at it. I used to buy that crap. And it has to do with a lot of the movies and TV shows and stuff like that we watch. They push that agenda on us. And it's amazing on how clever they are, because they implant those images. I mean, like I said, it's in the classrooms from the time you're about 2 years old. You have a globe sitting there. A lot of times they don't even talk about it, but it's there. The image is there. They teach it as fact. How are you going to teach evolution as fact? There's no fact in evolution. That makes no sense whatsoever. And people wouldn't be atheists. They wouldn't be even agnostics if it comes to the point, if they knew they were in an enclosed system. If you knew you were in an enclosed system, you would realize that somebody stuck you there. And I say it's Yahweh, Yeshua. Yeah, he's the one who put it. His handprint is right there. We're in an enclosed system. That's crazy to believe, but it's true when you do your research. Just look up in Antarctica. See what happened in Antarctica. That's the key. When you see that they were over there in Operation High Jump, Operation Fishbowl, yes, look all those things up, and you're going to see the United States government, including a lot of other governments, were down there doing research for a long time. And all of a sudden, they all decided to back away in the instant, because what? They found the edge, man. They found the dome. That's why they don't let nobody over there. You can go there. You can explore the outer edges, but you cannot access the deep of Antarctica. They will not let you explore. You got to have some serious credentials to go over there. So people, ain't nobody falling off the edge of a flat earth. There is no edge of the flat earth where you're going to fall off. When you look at Antarctica and you realize that it's 200-300 feet walls of ice, yeah. And you realize what time it is, because that's what it boils down to. There ain't nobody falling off nothing. And, you know, as a believer in Yeshua, in the Bible, and how the Bible clearly, constantly talks about this, somebody left in the comments, which was amazing. I got to go to it because let me see real quick. Let's see. It was great because they put an amazing passage. Can't find it. Of course I can't. I believe it was Ephesians 6, 12. The KJV. It literally describes the firmament. The firmament, guys. Look up the word firmament. It's an enclosed system. Why do you think Noah's flood? It talks about the waters coming down. Look at Genesis. He separated the waters from beneath with the waters above and enclosed us because he put the sun, moon, and stars inside the firmament, in it, enclosed inside. That's why the sun, moon, and stars revolve around us. You don't feel movement. And they're trying to tell you this magical gravity is supposed to be doing all this stuff. Come on, man. Use your brains. Gravity? No. What goes up must come down is simply explained by what is more denser than air. You take this for answer. Look, it goes, why? Because this weighs more than air. The same thing. You want to jump off a building, you weigh more than air. But you put a helium balloon, what does the helium do? It goes up. I mean, this magical gravity that it can hold tons and tons of, tons, billions, trillions, whatever you want to call the oceans. It can hold it. It can curve it somehow, but it can't hold a bird from flying around in the sky. I mean, dag, man, y'all don't use your brain sometimes. It can't hold a bird from just gliding around, but it can hold the oceans. Very selective, this gravity that y'all cling to as your God. When you start looking at it from adult supervision, your adult eyes, what are you gonna, you gotta come to your senses already. You don't feel movement. You can see for miles and miles and miles on end. Okay. And when your vision finally can't see further, you take a high power lens, you zoom in, and wow, how's that? Oh, that boat that went over the horizon, all of a sudden is right back in front of you. It's laughable at this point. People want to believe they live on a spinning ball, traveling at 1,000 miles an hour from the equator, while also orbiting the sun. No, man. You look up, the sun ain't 93 million miles away. The sun is right above us, probably 3,100 miles. That's what people are coming to conclusion. It might be even closer than that. And you're probably saying, well, how's that possible? Well, think about it. How you get those beautiful sun rays that come in through the clouds? If the sun is 93 million miles away, that's impossible, man. There's even footage of air balloons, one of those not even hot air balloons, but weather balloons that caught the sun beaming a hot spot on the clouds, which are impossible if it's 93 million miles away. The sun's rays would have expanded. You would never have that kind of directional heat, sunlight going through and causing a sunspot. People don't want to look into this stuff though, but it's okay. I understand how it works. This is stuff that challenges people. It busts their little bubble that they live under. And when you finally do get through somebody, and they what do they say? They love to say this. Well, what does it all matter? It's like Robbie from Celebrating Truth said, truth matters. That's what it is. Truth matters. And that's what's important. If you can't get past that, that's just the one. The second one is there ain't no ancient alien attack coming, which they're trying to push. There ain't no meteors gonna come and strike us. It pretty much demolishes all that stuff, all the Big Bang and creation. That you come from monkeys. I keep stressing that because that's what they're pushing it to us. I've been telling my son, I've been teaching my son, because I know he goes to a public school, so I got to get him ready. When you look at the clouds, they move like crazy, right? Just take a time lapse, 10-15 minutes. You see clouds do all kind of things, but they never do that. They never do it when it comes to NASA pictures. or video. They never move. It's like, what are you talking about, man? How did they not move? It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh, man, to think that people are buying this garbage, because that's what it is. It's pure garbage. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. It's crazy. People got to do research, man. You know, the biggest thing you can do is question everything. People should question everything. Just because somebody tells you, just because I'm telling you this stuff, don't mean you got to believe it. You should go out there and do the research yourself. I hate for people just to take my opinion and my word for it. Do your research. That's how you're gonna understand this. Like I said, it's been almost a year, me going on almost every day nonstop. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. I really don't know. I hope people can start waking up, but it doesn't always seem like it doesn't seem like people really want to pay attention to things. It seems like they're comfortable in their little world, man, their little ball world that they love to live on. That's what it seems like. You're just so comfortable in this little tiny rock that you created for yourself. I mean, for people to think that you're moving, that you're traveling around the sun, for one, you're orbiting the sun while the sun is moving, and yet you don't see no stars doing all this stuff. You just see perfect circles. Time-lapse photography clearly shows perfect circles. Yeah. I'm not gonna give up, man. I'm in this ride for the long haul. You know, I mean, you look at the sky. He said there's water above us, right? And then in the daytime, what do you see? You see blue skies, water. Oh no, that's too hard to believe. Okay, so go to your pool. When you go to your pool, you know the pool is crystal clear. I don't know why I couldn't say that. You look at it and it's blue. It has the appearance of blue, just like the sky does. And at night, the sky is black, dark, whatever you want to call it. And then you go to the same pool that was blue, all of a sudden it looks dark. There's water up there. There's videos proving that there's water up there. Hell, if people saying that ISS is real and they're up there, okay, which is hard to believe. There's many cases where they've been caught having bubbles shooting up for their helmets and gear and all this stuff. A lot of people think it's just them training underneath, and I think they're 100%. No, I'll say they're 99% right. There's that one chance, a possibility they're actually up there. It's a really small chance. All the stuff that I've seen has been proven that they haven't been able to get up there. But if there's a possibility that they have, and you see those water bubbles, that would make perfect sense. Make perfect sense. Man, there's some great channels out here exposing the truth. ODD Reality. I mean, he had his first channel was ODD TV, and they shut him down. My man had the number one. When you come to flat Earth documentaries, his was number one. It was close to 1 million in views. It was like 700,000 or something. He did a lot of my work that I did in my video, I give props because a lot of it has to do reflecting on how he made his video. Now, that's why I made this channel, because hey, I got the ability to edit video. I got the ability to do this stuff. Why am I not doing it? Why am I not exposing some of this stuff? Because you know what? It's not about the numbers. It's about if I could help get a few people even questioning this stuff and start looking into it. That's what matters. That's what matters to me. That's really what matters to me, because that's what needs to take place. It can't just be the same people saying the same stuff. People need to wake up and do some of this research, because it's important, man. This is important stuff. It's important stuff. You could see it. I mean, you look at these elections. I mean, I tell people at my job, they like, oh, look, all this stuff. I'm like, yo, isn't it a coincidence that while all this race war they're causing, they're also playing the O.J. Simpson trial on TV? I mean, is that too much of a coincidence? No, it's not a coincidence. It's on purpose. They were pushing this stuff. As long as you're divided, you're not looking at what they're doing. Okay, they have their little puppet show right here. They're telling you, oh, this guy killed this African. They never talk about a Chinese guy killing a cop or a Spanish guy killing. It's always a black versus white. They always trying to divide us. And then you got Donald Trump, you know, he's trying to divide everybody. I mean, politics are ridiculous. It's one big distraction. And while these elections, every year there's some sort of election that's going on, what's really happening out there? What is really happening? They always have these things happen during primaries or elections. There's always some sort of tragedy. It gives them conversation, gives them things to talk about. It's ridiculous already. It really is. Hey, what's up to Lou? Appreciate you coming by, Lou, man. Means a lot. And if you got any questions, man, feel free to hang out and ask, bro. Feel free to hang out and ask. I don't know how long I'm gonna keep this on here for. Let me I'll try to tweet this out again. Yeah, I type. I'm like, yeah, I know I'm bad. I type though, man. That's how I type. So who's out there, man? Who's out there besides Lewis? Who hang out on there? Start hanging out on there. Okay. Like I said, this is my first time doing this as far as on this channel. I definitely want to. Does it show up? I'm definitely, like I said, I'm definitely gonna be doing more of these hangouts, man, because I know that these kind of hangouts are things that are ways to really communicate with you guys. My other channel, you know what I mean, I should have took more advantage and done that. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do something with that. But for right now, really, I'm gonna start concentrating a lot more on this channel, because I think this is way more important than a set of headphones or the next stupid phone to review. In fact, I hate phone reviews. I really do. Some people do a good job at it, but it's the same story. I mean, how many times can somebody watch the same old phone review or case review and stuff like that? Like, that stuff don't matter to me no more. It didn't matter before. I never was into that. That's why I always, on that other channel that I have, I always try to find stuff that was different a little bit. I mean, I try. It's not always easy, but plus I'm not going to sit there and break the bank to run a YouTube channel, you know what I mean? That's why a channel like this, I could do hangouts and stuff like that. And hopefully going to watch the video so I can get a better understanding. Well, thanks, Lewis. That's what I want, man. Oh, I know. I know this. Believe me, like I was saying before, man, it takes a lot. It takes a lot for people to understand this. And if you want, man, I can definitely link you to some more channels, some more videos that would definitely help you out, because I'm telling you, I ate this stuff. I slept this stuff. Even to this day, man, I can't get enough of this. It's like, once your eyes are open to this stuff, it's a lot, man. It's a lot to process. It's really life-changing. Some people, there's, you know what's funny is that there's some people that I've talked to and I've explained all this stuff. I've been able to be a little bit better versed in it now. I have more confidence in it. Like I said in the beginning, even though I knew it was true, I just didn't know how to explain it as well. But yeah, I mean, there's some people like, yeah, I believe you, man. It makes sense. And then Next thing you know, they're like, okay, cool, I believe you, and life moves on for them. But then there's some people that they just don't even want to hear you. They don't even want to take the time to hear what you got to say, and that saddens me, man, because sometimes it's people that are close to you that you really would like. Sure, all the knowledge I can get be helpful. Yeah, man, definitely. Let me see if I can drop a link or something. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Hopefully it lets me do it since I'm hosting this thing. All right. I'm gonna drop the link right here for you, Lewis. This guy subscribe to him too if you get a chance, because he does some great work. Really does, man. And then, like I said, his channel got taken down. I'm glad he started uploading on he went from ODD TV to ODD Reality. This is just one of many great channels, man. There's some really, Rob Skiba does some of the amazing work on this. He's actually, Rob Skiba, for people who don't know, and you just look him up. The reason why I even looked into this is because of the respect that I have for him and what he does. It's for what he does, and the respect that he's earned is why I even gave this an opportunity, because I was just like most people. I was very closed-minded. I didn't want to hear this crap. But yeah, this guy does amazing work, and he was featured in the video, in the documentary I made, man. He was featured heavily. Another group of guys that, it's crazy when you get into this and you start learning about a lot of people. You have D13, Matthias, and my phone ringing. You have Matthias, William, all those guys at D13, man. Watchmen, they do amazing. And then you heard, when I was listening to them, I forgot how I came across his channel. But I was listening to him, and it was a shock when I heard them start talking about, they're flat earthers. And I was like, what? Thank you, Lord, because they're already believers and they're going hard at it. They're trying to spread the gospel and teach people about, about the Lord Jesus Christ and stuff like that. And then they were talking about their flat, because believe it or not, it's harder to convince, and not to convince. I hate saying that, but it's harder for people in the church to accept this than it is for someone who doesn't have a real knowledge of the scripture, because you have these preconceptions of what you read because this is what you've been taught. They don't teach this stuff in the churches, man. They don't teach this stuff. That's why there's so many people who are confused, and this is one of the things that I'm going to be talking about. And I don't know if I'll be calling exposing it, but because a lot of people understand this, I'm so tired of these topical teachings. They are not teaching at the churches. They're literally telling you a feel-good message, and it's just enough is enough. Like, go through the scriptures. That's why so many people get things wrong. It's because they take a verse and they take that verse out of context most of the time to fit. We're going to talk about love today. So they take a verse from here and a verse from here and a verse from here, and then jumble it all together. And there's your message for the week, and everybody feels good. No, man, read the contents of the verse. Don't read just a sentence. Read the whole paragraph. That's what a teacher should be teaching. It gets me irked, man. It gets me irked. It's really frustrating at this time. That's why there's so many people who don't understand this stuff. Yep. So yeah, I don't really know how long I'm gonna be streaming this for. If I get more people in here, and they got any questions, I'll try to go over them. Again, this is my first stream, and I even titled it just a test, so maybe I'll have to change it up. I don't know. Maybe I'll post this. Actually, I'll leave it up to Lewis. If you still in here, man, should I post this? Man? You let me know, because I might just post it. important stuff. I think I'm gonna start exposing movies too, because a lot of things that people don't realize is that there's a lot of truth in movies, and that's one way that they get this agenda passed, because I believe that they're expected to tell you the truth, and one way they do it is by media, like commercials. You see commercials do it. Yeah, I might have to change the title. Thanks, Louis. I appreciate that, bro. So you have commercials. There's commercials that flat out show you the flat earth, and people ain't even paying attention. Commercials have nothing to do with the actual product, which we know 9 out of 10 times these commercials have nothing to do. You have TV shows that talk about it. I just started coming in across all this stuff. Once your eyes are open to it, you start seeing it everywhere. So you got commercials, you got TV shows, and movies. Movies are huge, man. So in those three, they tell you the truth. So you got truth in movies, TV shows, and commercials. And then when you watch the news, that's where they start lying to you. I'm starting to figure that out, man. They start lying to you when it comes to the news. They feed you an agenda. But when they tell you the truth, if you got eyes to see and ears to hear, you're gonna start seeing the truth is in those movies, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. And me, I'm a movie buff. I go there. Especially now I've definitely been open to seeing a lot of this stuff as far as for what it is. You know what I mean? So I definitely see things in a different light, because before I would just go there and I'll be entertained. How long it took you to get to the truth or believe? I would say almost a year, man. What's hard about it is when you come across this, Lewis. So he asked a question, just in case anybody's watching this, and said how long it took for you to get to the truth or to believe this. I've always was someone who questioned, so I guess that helped out a lot. But I was saying in the beginning, it was about 6 to 7 months before I can admit it to myself all that within the information I was researching, because there's a lot of bias I had instilled in me. I mean, I didn't want to believe this. I actually went out to debunk this, and it took me 6 to 7 months to realize I couldn't debunk any of this stuff. I couldn't. It was crazy. It really was. I couldn't debunk it. When I started seeing that we don't have a single picture of our planet and it's 2016, and that how NASA's been lying to us about all this, it took me 6, 7 months to admit it to myself. And then it took me another couple months to actually say it out loud. So yeah, what I'm going to say tonight or my documentary, it's not going to convince anybody. It could be the greatest information. It could have all the evidence in the world, and people are still going to come away not wanting to believe because they've been so conditioned. It's been that serious. And this, for one thing, I want to say to anybody who watches this in the future, and you, Lewis, for hanging out here, don't go necessarily talking about this until you can understand it for yourself, because I made the mistake. And I think that's where I lost some friends, was somehow the conversation struck up and I didn't understand my only way to have someone understand it was to say, hey, let me show you this video. People don't want that. The only way you can actually defend this if you know what you're talking about. And I think that turned off some people I considered friends at the time. I still kind of want to consider them friends. And if they ever came back to me like, oh man, I can't believe this is actually true, man, open arms, man. Welcome to the family. I really hold no grudges against anybody. I really don't, because I know this is a hard subject for a lot of people. This subject, I mean, when people realize, like, I've always questioned 9/11, sponsored terrorism, whatever you want to call it. I mean, people have done some amazing videos on how they expose that stuff. Then you have Sandy Hook. When you start looking into all this stuff, by the time I got around to the flat earth, yeah, you know what? It took some time. It took me getting out of my own way, but I started seeing the light, man. I started seeing the light. It takes time, but you'll get there, man. You'll get there. It's a lot of prayer, a lot of studying. Like I said, man, when I'm telling you it took me 6 months, I'm not talking about like one weekend here, one weekend. No, I'm talking about I wake up in the morning, I'm doing research, waking up, going to work, doing research. I mean, I got a tablet which I hang up. People who know me know I got my phone on one side and my tablet on the other, and I got batteries, all that, chargers connected. And then I use my Bluetooth, which there's somewhere here. I rock some Bluetooth headphones. Whoa, that was weird. I rock some Bluetooth headphones and I'm on it, man. I'm listening. I got one headphone. When I got a client who wants to have conversation, that's where, I have my conversation. But that's my pulpit, man. I came to realize that is my pulpit. That's where I start. A lot of times people can't get up. I'm cutting their hair, they can't get up. I start telling them this. A lot of times people get like, they're like, you can see like that light bulb click on. They're like, a lot of that stuff, why can't we see for so far? How is it that I'm seeing something that's 20 miles away? Shouldn't that be on the other side? Yeah, 20 miles away. You're talking about a couple 100 feet below visibility when you do the ball math. And that's impossible on a spinning ball that they say you live on. So yeah, it's crazy. So if I'm gonna post this up, I guess I'm gonna end this right now. I'm definitely gonna be doing more of these. Like I said, my goal here is to build a community. I'm gonna be having some special guests because I'm gonna be doing some interviews with people. I think that's real important to this. You're not just gonna hear my side of it. You're gonna hear some other people who are even more well-versed and educated on these subjects. This is what this channel is gonna be about. I'm excited on this journey because it's one that hopefully my fan wasn't causing too much noise. But it's something that it's a real strong passion for me, man. It really is. And I'm excited. Lewis, if you got any questions, man, feel free to ask me, man. I'm gonna do my best to link you with whatever you got to do, whatever I can, whatever knowledge I know. I'm definitely gonna let you know. Yeah, man. Well, listen, like I said, this is what this channel is gonna be about, man. I know it's gonna be tough for a lot of people to listen to this stuff because they don't. Like I said, they don't want their bubble to be burst, but it is what it is. Like these things. I'm subscribed to your other channel. I know, man. You always been a supporter, man. That's why I appreciate. That's why I'm glad you're in here, man. Because at least you can hear it, from me. And if I open any door for you, man, that I'm hoping you walk through it and you look for yourself. I don't want anybody to ever just take my word for it. That's the last thing I want anybody to do. I want people to do the research because that's where you're going to get the most out of this. When you start doing the research and you come across a lot of this information, you won't have to listen to me. You're going to be like, wow, this is crazy. That's how I was, man. That's how it was. So yeah, make sure whoever, if you watch this video, man, hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. If you disagree with me, leave a comment down below. As long as you're respectful. One thing I'm not gonna put up with is anybody disrespecting me. Because this is my channel. You know what I'm saying? You want to leave some criticism that is objective and we can have a conversation. Yeah, let's do it. Leave it down below. But if you're gonna say something ignorant, blocked. I'm not gonna listen. That's how I'm gonna run this channel. I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna baby. This is my house, and then people can have respect. And if they don't, then they just get booted out. So again, subscribe, man. Everybody out there, subscribe. This is good stuff. This is important stuff that we're going to talk about. I did not expect to be doing this tonight. This was more of a test run because I really want to start to do some live streaming. And I've been doing some research on how to do a good job. I'm going to start actually recording. If I get to a point where I'm doing a lot of these, with this bad boy, I'll start recording them and just also leaving them up. Yeah, man, healthy debates are good. That's how people grow. That's how people understand. You know what I mean? That's how people understand. That's how people, that's where knowledge really comes in. When you can have a healthy debate and you can really get to the point where, you can learn from people. So again, guys, subscribe if you want to see more videos. I know this is only my second video, and if it wasn't for Lou, I probably wouldn't even put this video up. But yeah, I'm gonna put it up, even if I gotta edit it real quick. I'll just probably do that. But I'm gonna end this, guys. Again, this was just supposed to be a test, but forget it, man. I went through a lot of stuff that I think people need it. I think a lot of people need to hear. So hopefully we can have more and more people on. I see somebody else jumped in the room. Who is it? How you doing? But yes, again, I'm gonna be putting this up, and hopefully we can start building this thing. I want people to really hear about this. Again, I don't want to make this video too long. I don't want it to be too boring, but it is what it is, man. I'm really in this journey. I'm really excited about it. So guys, thank you for tuning in, man. I'm not gonna do what's up, man? How you doing? How you say your name? Elder. Sorry, I suck at reading names. But how you doing, man? So listen, I'm probably gonna end this right now, and I'm definitely gonna upload this. So if you want to see that, I apologize. You just came in. I was going off for a little while, probably like a half hour, 45 minutes. I'm not sure, but yeah. I wanna thank Lewis. I want to thank. I'm sorry, I can't even pronounce your name. It's my fault. Again, I suck at reading names. I want to thank anybody who watches this. I appreciate that, man. That's I appreciate the support. That's big. I appreciate everybody who watches this in the future. And like I said, man, I really am looking forward to this ride. So until then, I'm gonna end this, and peace.